Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and what you're watching from. 2 days ago we saw, Noah. We looked at obedience from the aspect of being given an instruction to follow, to do something, to build something for the Lord. Obedience from the aspect of building. Yesterday we looked at obedience from the aspect of delivering a message or a prophecy, and today we're looking at obedience from the aspect of releasing your finances. I know that over the years, some people in the body have bastardized the practice of sharing in unity amongst the Christian. But I want us to take our eyes off all of that and look at stewardship from the aspect of releasing your finances. It can be really hard to let go money when God is asking you to, but we see that Barnabas built a niche for himself, even though that was not what he was after at the time he was walking in obedience. I had to do a 3-sister study on Barnabas beyond the verses that we looked in Acts chapter 4. I wanted to understand, was it that one time that he gave? But I saw that he was a constant supporter of the apostles, especially of the ministry of Apostle Paul. And many times he was there to not just give his money, to give his time, to give his energy, to give his spiritual support, encouraging the churches, being by the side of Paul and all of that. So I could understand why his original name is actually Joseph, right? But the apostles renamed him Barnabas because of they said that he was a son of encouragement. So it was not just about giving his money, he was also giving his energy, his time, his support. And I began to look at my life. Do I have Barnabas? Oh yes, I do have a lot of Barnabas in the Birthplace. I have Barnabas to outside the Birthplace as well, because the ministry sense, right? God has blessed me with people who have actually become sons or daughters of consolation. They've been that encouragement, to me in ministry. I just wanted to ask you, do you also see or recognize the people that God has given you as your own Barnabas? People who are not just giving financially, like I said, they had to do a 360 view of Barnabas. People who are supporting all the ways. It could be a spouse, it could be a child, it could be a friend, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it can just be a colleague, it can be anyone. But the standard to become that Barnabas, they have to have done it consistently in different situations over time, right? At the same time, you also want to ask yourself, am I a Barnabas to someone? Is there anyone in my life that I'm encouraging, I'm supporting in that sense? Obedience looks different when we look at Barnabas. Obedience looks like supporting someone. Obedience looks like consistently encouraging others and also releasing finances if the Lord is leading you to give. We must be givers, people. Like, we have to operate like river that flows, not hoard. When God gives you a resource and you see or sense that the Holy Spirit is leading you to release it to somebody, to a ministry, to a person, to a situation, you need to let go of that money. We see how God convinced all the people to give, but Barnabas was mentioned because he had built a niche for himself and a name that marked him as a supporter. In what ways do you need to support the Lord in somebody's life, in a ministry, in a person? I always say both. In a child, in an adult. In what way do you need to become that Barnabas? Obedience looks like that too. It's not just about your ministry, not just about your assignment. It can, like I said, we looked at obedience in building, we looked at obedience in delivering a message. Also now we're looking at obedience in giving support, giving encouragement, giving your finances, giving anything you can to make the other person, stand firm or make progress. How is the Lord leading you to be like that? How would you obey in this season? I'll see you tomorrow.